Elon Musk's meltdown, very public, embarrassing meltdown, is in full swing. And I've got some piping hot tea to share with you all in pumps. Elon gets on his private plane and he decides he wants to stream video games. Put up the headline. The Daily Beast reports Elon Musk rage quits his favorite game after repeatedly dying amid ruthless cyberbullying in the chat. The Doge chief was predictably terrible at the game, but that was the least of his problems. Less than 5 minutes into the stream, a player logged on and asked Musk if he could, quote, please jerk off Mr. Trump so he dies of a heart attack. It only got worse from there. For the next hour and a half, Musk sat stony-faced, silence, and blasted techno music while dozens of users with names such as Elon is a pedophile and Elon Musk is pathetic repeatedly spammed the chat to tell him, caps locked, you have no friends and you will die alone. And you will always feel insecure and it will never go away. And what I have to say about this is these gamers are fighting for democracy more than anyone in Congress. This is the way. These are thin-skinned, emasculated, broken, dumb men that have gamed the system their whole lives. He even tries to cheat at video games. He is completely not respected in the video game community, and he shouldn't be respected in this entire world, and he should be treated like this all day, every day, relentlessly, because he is a Nazi that wants to destroy the United States of America. Good on the gamers. I love you. My oldest son is a huge gamer. He sent me this story, and I have to say, my heart to the gaming community. Goals. You kids have balls. The kids are okay.
You know, he is so insecure and thin-skinned. He is probably still reeling from this. And it makes me so happy because he's a cheater. And you have to think, this was a man that could have ridden off into the sunset, and he has destroyed his businesses, his reputation. And I truly believe, I mean, he is hated around the world, and he is going to die alone. And it just makes me so happy.
Okay. And then Musk is just mystified. He just is so clueless as to why people hate him. Put up this tweet. So Doge designer tweets, many car companies, but protests are only against Tesla. Many billionaires, but protests are only against Elon Musk. Many departments, but protests are only against Doge. Elon Musk retweets it with comment, good question, and then the thinking emoji. Okay, you dumbass dipshits. I'm going to spell this out for you like you're 2 years old. Nobody likes Elon because he is a Nazi. He doubled down on a back-to-back Heil Hitler. And he is a welfare queen that came over to the United States of America on shady visa groundings, gets over to the United States of America, starts getting subsidies. His companies are about to go bankrupt. He gets bailouts. He is a taxpayer-funded billionaire. And then he's doing shady shit with these companies, and they're under investigation. And instead of tucking his tail between his legs and marching his ass into court, he pays off a man that wears clown makeup all day, every day, who's a convicted felon, and he gets into the United States government, and then he starts saying, I'm going to take away Social Security because I think it's a Ponzi scheme. When all of these working class Americans that voted for these two dipshits paid into it all of their lives, and at the end of that agreement is they're supposed to get their money back. This guy is evil. This guy is diabolical. He's a perpetual victim. He's a titty baby. These MAGA men are the weakest, whining, pathetic human beings I have ever seen. Women and these gamers and drag queens and gay people are a million times more brave and have a lot more strength than these MAGA men do. They are breathtakingly pathetic.
It's amazing to me that he would say, good question. That tells me he lacks any ability for self-awareness, because all you have to do is look at his actions in the last 75 days, and it's apparent why everybody hates him.
Okay, and here he is. Here's just another headline. The world's richest man has lost a staggering $135 billion already this year. So he bet on the wrong horse. And it's not just Musk. You've got Ackman, you've got Bezos, you've got all of these billionaires that decided that they were going to get drunk on power and drunk on money and throw all their morals, decency, integrity down the drain and go saddle up with a convicted felon that wears orange makeup every day and a diaper. And they decided that they were going to sell it all down the river. And guess what? Their hedge funds, everything, everybody is losing in this Trump administration, except for countries like Russia and Hungary. Okay, next up. 60 Minutes Australia. I got to give you props because this is some great journalism right here. Play this clip.
They're parading that he's saving taxpayers' money. What he's actually doing is he is defunding organizations that regulate his companies. So he is weakening the people who would have weakened him.
So where he says he's fighting for the American taxpayer.
Respectfully, I say that's bullshit. And just like when he calls himself a free speech absolutist, when he clearly is boosting certain voices on X, including his own, and shadow banning others, relatively speaking. So no, I know him too well to understand that this is a charade.
What is your ultimate fear?
My fear is that he is that he's manipulating President Trump to tear up the Constitution until he will tear up President Trump.
So this is Musk's former business partner, and all of the people that know Musk, that were friends with Musk, have a very similar autopsy on what's happening with him right now. And this is not happening in a vacuum. And MAGA is so drunk on capitalism and rich people doing nefarious things. They think Musk is cool. And this is incredibly dangerous, you guys. Time and time again, this theme keeps popping up. Tear up the Constitution. That is the goal here. Dismantling democracy is the goal. They broke the economy on purpose. They're doing all of this on purpose. They're dismantling all the institutions that help hold this country together and help give us leverage and leadership around the world. They're dismantling all of it on purpose.
Musk is stopping investigations into himself while awarding himself billions of dollars in U.S. contracts from the federal government. That is undisputed. And what this guy said, he said, I'm afraid he's going to tear up the Constitution and then tear up Trump. I would say he bought and paid for Trump, and he is controlling Trump because Trump is doing nothing about the behavior and actions of Elon Musk. So I think Elon Musk already controls Trump.
I used to think that, but when Musk broke with him on tariffs and he hasn't been around as much, I'm starting to think that there are some cracks in that. I don't think it's so clear cut. I own you. And this huge malignant narcissist, megalomaniac, egomaniac Trump's going to say, okay, I'll fall in line. I think that that's a too black and white approach. I think that there is definitely mutually assured destruction between the two, but these two egos and these two criminals and these two con men are bound to start fucking each other over. And I used to think that Trump would just do whatever he said, but I think, was that a short-sighted assessment on my part? Trump's going to do what he's told?
Well, I mean, Trump's never been able to maintain any kind of relationship, and he always throws somebody under the bus. Or discipline.
You know?
But the fact that it's gone on for even 70 days.
Yeah, but Musk, just a few days ago, I mean, he came out against these tariffs, and he's fighting with Peter Navarro, the architect of the tariffs. Trump hasn't gone in and defended Musk and bash Navarro. So I don't know if he's letting Navarro, there's something that I think it's a lot. It's not pretty. It's not super intelligent or a deep thing, but I don't think that these two people have a unified plan in which both are going to be disciplined to take it over the finish line. I think that they both want to break democracy. They both want to consolidate power. And then there's going to be this power struggle. And then that makes you look at these other dark actors in play, like Peter Thiel, who we know J.D. Vance is very connected to. And you start looking at all of these other dark forces behind it and how it's going to play out. But I know at the end of it, the unified goal between like Thiel, Musk, Trump, they all want to break democracy. They all want to break the Constitution. It's just who gets to have the prize at the end. Who gets to sit in the iron chair? That's the thing we're going to have to sit and watch. But sadly, this country and our standing, I don't know how you recover from something like this short of an immediate impeachment. I just don't know how the markets recover. And I'm not an economist, but I've read a lot about it recently, and the cascading effects of America's reputation right now is going to be very lengthy unless we were to come in and you saw Republicans and Democrats united and impeached this man and sent him away for a very long time, and he died in prison. Okay. Next up, this is really, really should send a chill down everyone's spine, and these stories keep popping up all over the place. Musk is illegally spying on employees. 2 anonymous EPA employees have reported that DOJ is monitoring messaging apps such as Microsoft Teams, looking for anti-Trump or anti-Musk language. Number one, not only is this illegal, but number two, we have the First Amendment. You're either a free speech absolutist or you're not. And part of when you run for president or you're the boss of something is you have a bigger stage and thus a lot more critics. And that's just life. We get on these microphones every single day, and a lot of MAGA people say a lot of mean shit about us. I don't care. This is a choice that I make every day. I don't give a shit what MAGA thinks about me, what they say about me, because it's none of my fucking business. I just don't give a shit about it. But these thin-skinned men care so much, and they're all concerned about, somehow getting criticized, and we have to fire these people, and they want to take away people's thought and privacy. This is a really dangerous precedent.
Well, it's authoritarianism, plain and simple. It's fascism. This is what happens in Russia. I'm sure it happens in Hungary. This is what you do when you're a dictator. And Elon Musk and Donald Trump want nothing more than dictatorship.
Okay. And then lastly, this comes up all the time with Musk. He is always talking out on empathy and sees empathy as his enemy. And I want to remind everybody that the majority of the MAGA base are Christians, overwhelmingly. Mm-hmm. And empathy should be a tenet that they hold near and dear to themselves, but we know they don't because we know the way they vote. Anyway, this is insane right here. Put up this tweet. So we have Mike Lee, the senator. He retweets End Wokeness, who they have Justice Barrett joined 3 liberals on the court to rule against Trump using Alien Enemies Act for deportations. Mike Lee says this is disappointing. Elon Musk comments on the whole thing and says, suicidal empathy is civilizational risk. And so, you guys, here he is again, cherry picking when he wants empathy. He wants it for himself at all times. Don't pick on my car company. I get to be a Nazi. We get to have all the money. We get to have all the rights. We get to own everything. But when it comes to me, you have to have all the empathy in the world. But when it comes to you, fuck you. Your Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Fuck you. Your First Amendment, if you say something bad about me, you don't get to have it anymore. These are people that need to be in straitjackets and padded cells. And they have ascended to the top of the United States of America because as a country, we value individualism over collectivism, and we value capitalism over human beings, over humanity. And this has been a decades-long game that has manifested itself right here, right now. And I am going to say it. Real Americans need to get together right now, and we need to start screaming impeachment. This is the only way out of this catastrophe. Okay, stick with our channel. We're fastly approaching 1 million subs, which we're super excited about. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you all later.